So let's talk about how you would use HourADay to specifically handle all your types of follow-ups between your telephone calls and your social media and all of the different kinds of follow-ups that you might be doing. So HourADay, here it is. We log into HourADay.
Sorry, there we go. Got it.
Okay, so here's HourADay. We've just logged in, and we're going to talk about follow-ups.
So the first thing you're going to see right at the front is your social tasks. As soon as you log into it, these are all the connections through any type of social media that you're using. Whether you can see here, the first one is text messaging. That's an SMS. The second one is through Facebook. And the third one is through LinkedIn.
Right. And these would all be semi-automated. So you need to go in, push a button to make it happen because there's no API. Chances are you'll be copying and pasting. We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that.
Scroll down a little later and we get to the actual phone call list. So here's the listing of all the people that you need to call. And they're prioritized by you. So depending how important they are to you, you can have them a different priority, which puts them at the top of the list. And of course, you should have nobody on this list at the end of every day because that means you've made all your phone calls and done all your social connections.
Correct.
It doesn't always work that way.
And why are they different colors there, Dennis? Because if you actually make a connection during the day, it will show that you've added some sort of...
Yeah, so if you've added a note during the day, then it's going to actually change the color so that you can see quickly that you've had some interaction of the day, but you haven't decided to put them off to another day. Whether they're opted in or not opted in also shows different colors. So there's some color coding here so that your list starts to make some really, really good sense to you.
Got it. That's great. So now, one of the ways you want to connect with somebody, you can do it right on this page. If you click the actual name of the person, it's going to open up a place for you to be able to add a note, or you left a message, and you can see the previous notes that you had in the system.
So this is really how you burn through calling like crazy, right? Because 90% of the time when you call somebody, if you know who they are and you can see the last 3 notes to remember where you're at with them, right from here, without even opening up the contact manager, I can go ahead and phone them. If it's left a message, I click the left a message button, which automatically sends them an email, sets them to 3-day follow-up, and takes all these other really cool actions. Or I can actually type my note and hit add note and then come back to them later. Okay, so right from here, I can actually zip through my whole call list without opening the contact.
Right.
But if I need to get deeper than that,
right, you can go right inside.
I can go right into the contact.
Yeah, go right inside. Now you're inside the contact here. This is George. And you can go further down. Notice you can add different types of contact, ways to contact them. Phone, email, page. Do people still have pagers?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think doctors and stuff sometimes.
Okay, yeah, all right. I haven't seen one in a long time, but, we just did it ourselves. Facebook, Twitter, SMS, Line 2, whatever it happens to be.
And the reason these are all here is all of these are tied to actions on your social network handling. So in any case where we can actually say that it's LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn, we can click an open button, which will automatically open the profile to that person's LinkedIn page to make you pasting the message easier, we do. So these are all important because it allows us to then take further action to make your life easier when you do get into following up with them.
Right. And other things that we've got here, you can click on this button right away. Looks like a little cellular signal, but it actually is a subscription button. And it's a way that you can go and start immediately going and changing what series and what information they're getting semi-automated or automated from you.
So here's where you could add them to a series, remove them from a series, temporarily suspend a series because they went on holidays and you know that, so you don't want to send it for a month, whatever you want to do. So this is sort of your subscription control. You can add them to social media series, email series, SMS series, everything through this interface.
Right. And if they haven't opted in, if they're doing emails, especially here, this is a Canadian company. Canada. We have the CASO laws. That's the Canadian anti-spam legislation. And if they don't give you permission to send an email, $1 million fine per incident for the person, and $10 million for the company.
That's right. Whatever company you're promoting.
Yeah. So
don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Right. And you can see all the different series that are available. You could go and customize these. You can make your own. You can grab ones that are already been done by Dennis and myself.
Yeah, like a lot of these come standard in the system. So you've got a starting point and you can use them just as they are. You can see you got LinkedIn Pre-Connect, LinkedIn MLM Post-Connect down at the bottom, and Post-Connect. So product Post-Connect. So a lot of it's already there. You can use it, or you can actually pull these series in as we write them. You have access to pull them in to just use them or change them slightly to fit your case.
Exactly. And here's where you can go into the email campaigns. And
so this is where you'd actually add campaigns and edit campaigns. And so this is sort of the interface. You can have as many campaigns as you want. We don't charge based upon campaigns. We charge based upon how much communication you're doing, how much you're using the system.
Right. Got it. And when you look at the bottom of somebody's full profile, you get access to the notes. So we saw the quick note where you saw the last, I think it shows last 2 or 3 notes. This person only has 2 notes, so it showed them both. You can see any notes that you put in, you can add them in there.
That's correct.
When you do click the left message button, it's great. You can then say, if you just click left message, it automatically puts them in a 3-day follow-up, right? Yeah. But then you can say plus a day, plus a week, 2 weeks. Maybe you know that, this is the 17th time you left them a message. Maybe you want to wait, 6 months to call them again. And that's when they will show up again on your
calling list.
On your calling list.
So this is what resets the next time you need to physically reach out and phone them. It's independent of all your social media follow-up and your email follow-up. So it's really cool how you've got that flexibility.
Well, that's the left message button. It's really, really important. Then you got the bad timing button.
That's right.
All right. So it's a bad time. Interested, not ready, wrong number, no answers. So these are all things available.
These are all tied to emails that will automatically go out. So if you click bad time, it's going to send the bad time email. Right? You caught them at a bad time. Great. Can I call you back? Whatever it is. So it's going to send, hey, I'm sorry I caught you at a bad time. So the bad time email goes out. You have control of what that says. So again, all these little opportunities to just keep in, right? You got a wrong number. So then it actually sends them an email saying, hey, I tried to call you. It was the wrong number.
Yeah.
All of that action happens from there.
Right. You got the update button. So once you put in a note, you can update it. You can go right to the action list, which is going to show you all your social media and all the next people to talk to, or update and go to all your contacts.
Sometimes you want to go to the whole listing and see who was last entered. Other times you want to go to your action list to see who's most important to you.
Right. This is also where you can send an email.
Right.
You can do right in your action subscriptions.
So that was the same as we showed you earlier, where you click the little wireless logo, where it'll actually take you. It'll actually take you and bring up your ability to add someone to a series or transfer them a series or cancel a series.
So you can also do it right here.
Yep.
So as you can see, place to be able to put them in. And then we've also got quick send emails here. These are automatic emails that you've already pre-populated. If you click on that one, oops, it appears you made a mistake entering your phone number. You can have whatever you want. Here are the links again. If you've got some links you're always sending.
Right? So you can embed their name, their phone number, all that. So these can become very customized things. So if you know that there's a case where you're almost always sending the exact same communication, you can turn it into a quick send email, and you come in here with 2 touches and do it. So this is outside of your series. Right now, I want to send this communication.
Right. And if you want to customize and send an email, you click the send email button. It's going to bring up this box here, which lets you write anything you want.
Yeah. And the advantage of using this box over opening your Outlook or something and sending them an email is whatever you write here is now trapped in the system. So you can easily come back and refer in their contact to this content.
Yeah.
So it just keeps all your stuff in one place. So you don't have to look in Outlook to see if you emailed them, and your Google Calendar to see if you calendar, and all this. It just keeps all your communication tied together in one central place.
Right. Especially if you're getting, when you're following up with, dozens, hundreds, or typically even thousands of people.
I have 3,300 people on my MLM software list.
There you go.
And I get people that I sell software to 7, 8, 9 years later after initial contact. And it's just because they came up on my list and I did what the list said, which was to phone them, because for some reason I said call them in a year. So I did.
And never know what's going to happen with the follow-up. You can set priorities, follow-up dates here. You can type in your meetings. If you're going to do a meeting, great function you've added is this Google Calendar function.
Well, yeah. And what you do is you set your follow-up date up there by last contacted. So you set your follow-up date. And once you set your follow-up date, then you can put a note, and then you say add to Google Calendar, and it'll actually bring up and add this as an appointment to your Google Calendar. So you simply hit edit here.
And boom.
And now you're in your Google Calendar with the ability to set the exact time. So ours just throws it in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, knowing that you know how to use Google Calendar. So you're going to set the timing. Now, the neat little thing it does is down over here, you can see the actual email address. Well, it's automatically going to notify that person. So it knew who the person was. It knew their email address. So it's automatically going to send them a Google Calendar notification for you. Wow.
Easy. There you go. So really easy way to do. So you leave the notes and you can see it's done. Now the Google Calendar event's been added, and for the meeting at Friday at 4.
Yep.
And now you're going to get notified by your Google Calendar, and you're not going to forget.
And if you need to change it, even if you forget, but you're in here, you can click on that link and it'll automatically open your calendar to the event to make changes. So it's just about trying to keep all of your life happening within one central system instead of having to chase around, pieces all over the place.
Especially if you're doing as a leader, doing follow-up calls, doing 3-ways, when your downline's calling you to 3 ways, you've got your calendar there. You know, you can put somebody in.
Yep.
And now if you're mentoring them in the HourADay system, you can set it to your calendar so you know you're not overlapping, you're not missing calls.
Yep.
Set even though I don't think a follow-up should be more than 15 minutes on that call, you should be less than 15. You probably at first want to set up a half an hour slots.
Yep.
For your downline to be able to do each one, because you got to learn a little bit about the person.
That's right.
Sometimes they're not there right away, so give yourself a little bit of leeway so that you're not back to back. Because if you tell somebody you're going to phone them at 3, don't phone them at 3:01.
That's right.
Right. Somebody say you're going to call somebody at 3 o'clock. You call them at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and no, it doesn't work to say I'm going to call you around 3, so you can call them anytime between 22 and 20. That doesn't work. That just makes you look bad.
It does. So now go back into the social tasks. This is the actions. These are the things that you're going to be doing every day. This should be empty at the end of the day, and so should your calls list. All right. If you're going to take action with somebody, so Tom here is in our LinkedIn first connection request. Take action. You click the take action button. It's going to open up this customized window, and then and we taught this in our series last week. We're just going over it again. You can see how you can semi-automate. So you have the ability to customize the message that's in here. This is what the series says to put in there. And then you click copy, paste it right into LinkedIn, and then click the I sent the message. You can transfer them from series to series here. So if you've already connected with them on LinkedIn, now and they're interested in the product, you can now put them into a product follow-up series.
So again, think of it as this was supposed to be a second mail, and you come up to it, and as you go to paste it in, you see that you did have interaction and they already said they were interested in the product. This is where this differs from the email follow-up. So here you would quickly transfer them from their series into this. So this is simply pick the series, because we already know what one they're in because we're in this box. So all this is going to do is yank them out of that one and stick them into whatever you pick from this list. So you've now remembered about them and put them in to get the information they specifically requested.
Right. And if you're not going to transfer into a series, you want to take them out. You have the chance to unsubscribe them. You can unsubscribe and not follow them again. You can skip this. I mean, it just
you can
gives
set
you
the priority. You can set a next follow-up date for a phone call, all from this interface. And then, of course, you can also say I sent the message.
So it's pretty cool, the things that you can do with this thing, Dennis. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, once again, the newsletter, definitely, if you're not already getting it, you want to do that. If you want to get your free trial HourADay, it's not a free trial. I mean, this is free forever now. Sorry, I don't know why I have a trial, but take it. Go to twt.bz/HAD, and you can get yourself set up. And it's about having systems available that are going to allow you to be successful. It's not rocket science.
Any sales game is a volume of data game. I don't care what you're selling. You need to have a big enough catchment and a big enough number of people interested to be able to sell your thing to them. MLM is no different. I'm sorry. Everyone's going to go, oh, God, he said sales. Yes, you need to sell stuff in MLM. Do we call it sales? Some do, some don't. So what? But in any sales-related task, it's about how many people do you know? And if you don't know enough people, that's why companies spend so much money to generate leads for their salespeople. So when you think I don't know so many people, but I don't want to do anything to find more people, then you shouldn't be an MLM.
Yeah.
HourADay will help you control that data and follow up appropriately and remember all of the things that you need to remember. Because I'll tell you, you get somebody interested and then you get busy. And, the kid gets a snotty nose and the dog gets a sore toe. And, oh, my gosh, 3 weeks go by. And that person that was pretty interested, you dropped the ball entirely and you didn't follow up with them. You didn't say hi to them. You didn't ask them what kind of beer they like because you're going to a thing. You did absolutely nothing, automated or otherwise. By the time you go back to them, they're like, you were talking to me about making a lot of money together and you ignored me for 3 weeks. I love the idea. Not sure I want to do it with you. Use a system to keep you very, very professional that you can then transfer to them that can keep them professional. Everyone's going to have more success. Everyone's going to have more fun.
And the importance, Dennis, as well, is that you've got a system that you can share with them, because one of the things that people are going to look at is how can you possibly be following up with me and doing this? I haven't got time to do this business. If you're following up with me and you're saying success, how can you possibly fit that into your day? And when you've got a system that keeps you organized to do it, and you say, hey, you think these follow-ups are all on me remembering? No. I've got a system that makes it look like I remember.
And when you have a real system, here's why we said effortless. Remember, at the beginning of this, we were going to show you effortless. And I'm sure everyone's thinking right now, well, nothing you just showed me was effortless. But it is, because once you've got it all set up, you could go get yourself a great personal assistant out of the Philippines or the places where great personal assistants exist for $3 or $4 an hour. And you could hire them for 4 hours a week to do all of this for you, so that all you do is spend your time talking to interested people. By having a system, you can eventually offload the mechanics to someone else. And that's a huge, huge advantage of having it. Now, one other advantage, Craig, because I know this is a big problem. One of the biggest problem people have, in my opinion, when they get into following up is they talk for too long. When you log into your HourADay system and you see that you have 293 phone calls to make and you've only got an hour and a half left in your day, you will be surprised how much shorter you are on the phone with each and every one. Because if you had 2 people, I bet you talk to each of them for 45 minutes if they answer. Being busy, because you know you're busy, will help keep you on track and help your business appear to be easier to other people because you won't overtalk.
And, you know, one of the things people ask, how long does it take to do that? I mean, we talk about it being the HourADay system. In an hour a day, just using LinkedIn, because I can tell you right now, you can easily connect with 5 to 10 people and do the appropriate follow-ups. Because don't forget, it's not just the initial. I mean, initially it takes about 60 seconds using the system to add a contact from LinkedIn, to ask them to connect and put it into your HourADay. It's about 60 seconds. So technically, you could probably do about 60 contacts an hour. I guarantee you, though, you will fail.
You will.
Okay? Because you won't be able to do the follow-up that is required if you only have an hour a day. But if you made it a goal, let's just say a small goal, 5 people a day. Let's just do 5 people a day. That's 150 people at the end of the month that you've connected with. You're already at a number that most people couldn't follow up.
100 people if you take weekends off.
There you go. And you can take weekends off, but that's an hour a day. 5 people will take you about 5 minutes the first day to connect with 5 people on LinkedIn. 5 minutes. And then the next day, it's going to take you 5 more minutes. But during that, now you've got 10 people in your system, and some of them are going to accept your connection. So now you got to spend a little bit of time. Guess what you got to do? You actually have to connect with them and start forming a relationship. Now, the follow-up series will guide you as to what to say and what to do. And that's the idea of having the system in place. But now you've engaged in a conversation, in this case on LinkedIn. So I tried today to connect with 10 new people today and 10 existing members,
10 existing people
that I had connected on LinkedIn. And the connecting with 10 new people took me 10 minutes.
That's right.
That was it. But the following up after and connecting with the other ones, and then the follow-ups that came from the previous days, that was another hour and a half.
That's right.
Okay. So I could spend easily a couple of hours, and I went with a larger goal. That was 20 connections in a day. Now, is a couple of hours, if you're really taking your business seriously, spending a couple of hours a day, and not during prime time.
No,
you can do this first thing in the morning over your cup of coffee, or in the, when you're taking a break, or you can even do this while watching the news. You can do this from it's not convenient, but you can do it.
You can do it from your phone.
I mean, it's all set up. You can do it from your phone.
It's not so bad with the open button, but
so all these things are available to be able to do so that you can build your business in an hour a day.
Well, and Craig, let's talk about the motivational impact too. When you start your day now, and the first thing you do is go connect with 10 people, and you end up having 5 or 6 people that actually talk to you back, and then maybe one of them is actually starting to express some product interest, and one of them is actually at the point of a little bit of business interest. I mean, what does it do for the rest of your day?
Sure.
I mean, it hypercharges your day. You're so excited to do the next thing. So going out and making some new connections is the first thing you do every day. Just sets you up to be in a better mood, because it's not like, oh, what if Johnny says no? What if Frank says no? Well, hang on. I got 4 more Johnnies and Franks right here on the list. So let's just percolate through.
Bring that list up. And the more people you see adding to your HourADay system every day and every week, and you see those numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Right. And knowing full on that they're not all going to join your business. Nope. You're not going to connect with 100 people and sign up 100 people. No. It's not going to happen. You could connect with 100 people, only enroll 1.
Maybe.
and that would be okay.
Might be a superstar.
Right? I mean,
what did it cost you?
If you look at it, if we do the numbers, it would take you, if you could add a new distributor to your business every single month, and you could do that and do that in an hour a day of effort,
and teach them to do the same thing.
Right. So that's not because that's only 100 contacts to get one. I mean, so you say 1%. Let's just use a number.
Yeah.
So you reach out to 100 people, one person. Okay. And
I like your thinking.
Right. So you've only spent an hour a day doing it. Now, if you want to do more, spend a little bit more time. You need to have more effort. You need to be able to put it in.
If you could spend an hour a day and end up with a qualified prospect who wants to build a business and spend an hour a day doing it, one a month, you would have 4,095 people at the end of the year. Right?
You would.
So do you think an hour a day and talking to 100 people might possibly find you one, especially when you're talking to them all in the context of what you're looking for?
And the great thing about the hour a day, Dennis, what I love about it, and this is why it's so important to have that follow-up. It's that 6-month follow-up, that 1-year follow-up, because when you connect with somebody that's already involved in MLM, which is why the mentoring follow-up, the being friends follow-up,
so critical,
it's that long-term down the road. Now, when you're selling systems, you sell systems, people that have been in your follow-up for 9 years.
Yeah, I think I just sold one for someone 12 years ago.
Right. So think about it that way. When you make friends with somebody, things do happen with companies.
Yes.
Not every company makes it. Some companies, they fail.
People lose their belief. People quit the industry for a year or two. I mean, I know so many people that quit the industry for 2, 3, 5 years, and then life changed again and they were back in it and they became superstars. Like, if you're the only one following up with people when they quit the business, guess what happens when they decide to get back into it? You're the first call.
Well, especially if you weren't the person that was always trying to sell your product to them, and you never listened and you didn't offer them any value. I mean, they're going to look for somebody, if their business goes down, they're going to go to their connections first. They're going to remember the people that they talked to on LinkedIn, on Facebook, who was successful. Who did they want to emulate? Who did they want to work? Who could they work with? And if you're that person, you're going to be the person, hopefully, that they're going to give a phone call to.
And the desire to go into attack mode and sell them instead of do the long play is normal. And in fact, I thought it was hilarious today when you and I talked. We were talking about, no, you won't do that. And you're like, but I want to, right? I want to just jump in because they said they're not focused. I just want to go for the kill and get them in my business and hammer them. And I want to. It's normal. Craig feels it. I used to feel it. But what's interesting is if you can reserve yourself and not do it, that's what'll make you win. Going into attack mode instead of being a mentor and staying a mentor until the timing becomes right and they've indicated that they're now open, it makes you win.
It does.
You win.
And that's what we're here every week for, is to help you win.
Help you win.
That's right. It's all about the little wins. And you know what? Just keep on doing it. Reach out. If you're watching this video, and you didn't see the one last week, you can find a replay of it on the HourADay site. HourADay
has all the videos listed. Your members back office, when you actually get the free trial going, has all the full-length videos from the beginning of time. So there's 35 or 40 hours of videos back there, all just us teaching you the straight goods.
Yeah, things that we've been doing this for over 20 years. And, if we can shortcut your track to success, that's what we're here to do. So for another great Wednesday, thanks, Dennis, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Build your business in an hour a day.
All right. Bye, everyone.